The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Ambassador Zethkar's crystalline form flickered between colors of deep concern and outright panic as he reviewed the intelligence reports flooding in from across the galaxy. "This has to be a mistake," muttered Counselor Vexani, her tentacles writhing as she processed the data streams. No species could be this reckless. The holographic display at the center of the chamber showed a tactical overview that defied all logic. The Korthak Empire, one of the galaxy's most feared military powers, had declared war on humanity and launched a full-scale invasion of human space. Barris stood in the observer section, his expression unreadable as he watched the alien politicians struggle to comprehend what they were seeing. As Earth's military liaison to the Council, he'd seen this kind of shock before. It never got old. "The Korthak have deployed their entire 7th Fleet," Zethkar announced to the Assembly. 2,000 ships, including their flagship dreadnoughts. "They're claiming humanity has been harboring war criminals." "War criminals?" scoffed Ambassador Thylex, his chitinous mandibles clicking in disbelief. "The humans have been members of this council for barely 50 years. What war criminals could they possibly be hiding?" Barris cleared his throat. "If I may?" The chamber fell silent. Over the past decade, the council had learned that when humans spoke softly, it was time to listen very carefully. "The Korthak aren't entirely wrong," Barris admitted, stepping forward. "We are harboring someone they consider a war criminal." Gasps echoed through the chamber. Zethkar's colors shifted to angry orange. "Human, you have violated 17 different council treaties by—" "Her name is Melissa," Barris continued calmly, "and she's a 12-year-old girl." The silence that followed was deafening. "I'm sorry, what?" Vexani's translator struggled with the concept. "Melissa Chen, 12 years old. She's currently in our witness protection program. After her family was massacred by Korthak raiders 3 years ago, she escaped and made it to human space." Counselor Thylex leaned forward. "And why do the Korthak consider a child a war criminal?" Barris's expression darkened. "Because she saw what they did to the civilian population of Kepler 442. The Korthak had reported it as a military victory against armed insurgents. In reality, they slaughtered 2 million colonists, including families, children, and elderly civilians. That's a genocide," whispered Zethkar. "Yes," Barris nodded. "And little Melissa recorded it all. She's the only surviving witness to what actually happened." The implications hit the council like a physical blow. The Korthak Empire had been falsifying military reports for decades, claiming legitimate victories while committing systematic genocide. "So they want to silence her," Vexani concluded. "By any means necessary," Barris confirmed, "including invading human space with 2,000 warships." Ambassador Thylex's mandibles clicked nervously. "Surely the humans will turn her over. No species would risk total annihilation for one child." Barris looked at him for a long moment, and several council members felt a chill despite their environmental suits. "You don't know humans very well, do you?" Before anyone could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the chamber. The tactical display updated with new contacts. The Korthak fleet had jumped into the Sol system. "They're demanding immediate surrender," announced the AI coordinator. "They want the child turned over within 1 standard hour, or they will commence orbital bombardment of Earth." The council members looked at each other in horror. Earth had a population of 12 billion humans. No rational species would sacrifice that many lives for a single individual. "The human response is coming in now," the AI continued. A new holographic display materialized, showing a middle-aged human woman in military uniform standing on the bridge of a ship. Behind her, Barris could see dozens of crew members preparing for battle. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen, commanding officer of the Sol Defense Force," the woman said calmly. "To whom am I speaking?" A massive Korthak appeared on screen, his battle armor gleaming with ceremonial spikes. "I am War Commander Thaklon of the 7th Fleet. You will surrender the war criminal Melissa Chen within 1 rotation, or we will reduce your pathetic world to ash." Admiral Chen's expression didn't change. "War Commander Thaklon, I have a message for you from the people of Earth." The Korthak commander leaned forward eagerly, expecting to hear terms of surrender. Instead, Admiral Chen stepped aside, revealing a small figure behind her. Melissa appeared on screen, No longer the traumatized refugee who had fled Korthak space, but a determined young girl wearing a junior cadet uniform. "Hello, War Commander," Melissa said sweetly. "Remember me." Thaklan's face contorted with rage. "Surrender yourself, whelpling, and we may show mercy to your protectors." Melissa smiled, and every being in the council chamber recognized that expression. It was the same predatory grin they'd learned to fear from adult humans. "I have a counteroffer," she said. "How about you leave our system right now, and we won't show the entire galaxy what you really did to my family." "You have no proof." "Actually, I do." Melissa held up a data crystal. "Full tactical recordings, communication logs, and video evidence. Everything you've been trying to hide for 3 years." The council chamber erupted in whispers. If that evidence became public, the Korthak Empire would face war crimes tribunals and sanctions that would cripple them for generations. War Commander Thaklan snarled, "Then you will die with your human protectors. All ships begin bombardment sequence." That's when Admiral Chen stepped back into view. "Before you do that, Commander, you might want to check your tactical display." The Korthak commander's eyes widened as his officers reported impossible readings. "What? What is this?" The council's display updated to show the true scope of human preparation. The Sol system wasn't defended by a few patrol ships as intelligence had suggested. Instead, every asteroid, space station, and piece of orbital debris had been converted into a weapons platform. Thousands of hidden missile batteries powered up, revealing a defensive grid that made the system look like a porcupine made of death. "You see?" Admiral Chen explained conversationally. "Humans have this saying, 'Don't mess with our kids.' When you threatened Melissa 3 years ago, we started preparing for this day." "Impossible," Thaklan breathed. "Our intelligence showed minimal defenses." "Your intelligence saw what we wanted you to see," Admiral Chen replied. "Did you really think we'd leave our children unprotected?" In the council chamber, Ambassador Zethkar was running calculations on his tactical computer. His colors shifted to pure white, the Korthak equivalent of terror. The humans have turned their entire solar system into a fortress. The Korthak fleet is outnumbered 50-1. But the humans weren't finished. Admiral Chen continued, "Oh, and Commander? You should also know that Melissa's evidence has already been transmitted to every news network, government, and military organization in the galaxy. Whether you kill us or not, everyone now knows what you really are." Across the galaxy, the evidence was indeed broadcasting. Images of Korthak forces systematically executing civilians, burning refugee camps, and covering up their crimes. The galactic community watched in horror as the truth about dozens of military victories was revealed. War Commander Thaklan's tactical officer leaned over to whisper urgently in his ear. The commander's face went through several shades of rage before settling on defeat. This is not over, humans." "Actually, it is," said a new voice. Melissa stepped forward again, but now she was flanked by her adoptive parents, Admiral Chen and her husband. The family resemblance was clear, not in genetics but in the fierce protective love that radiated from all three. "You wanted to silence one little girl," Melissa said, her voice carrying surprising authority for someone so young. "Instead, you've shown the entire galaxy that humans will fight a galactic empire to protect a single child. Congratulations, War Commander. You've just made humanity's reputation." The transmission ended and the council chamber remained silent for several minutes as representatives processed what they'd witnessed. Finally, Councillor Vexani spoke. They actually did it. They faced down the Korthak Empire for one child. Not just any child, Barris corrected. Their child. Melissa became family the moment she asked for protection. Ambassador Zethkar's colors shifted to deep respect. The Korthak fleet is withdrawing. Their empire will face sanctions and tribunals for generations, all because they threatened a 12-year-old girl, Barris finished. Never underestimate what humans will do to protect our children. Any of our children. As the council session ended and representatives filed out in stunned silence, more than one was reconsidering their previous assessments of humanity. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. There were lines you simply didn't cross with humans. And threatening their children was the brightest, most dangerous line of all.